Name, Riley Ridley. Position, wide receiver. School, Georgia Conference, SEC class, junior jersey, no. 8 recruitment rating, 4-star HT, 6 feet 2 inches WT, 200 DOB, July 21, 1996. Highlights: I do not own any of the content in this video. Follow me on social media, Twitter, https://twitter.com/hprock, Insta, https://www.instagram.com/harrisonproc, Twitch, https://www.twitch.tv/domsquad100pros. Riley Ridley has the traits and skill set to be a X receiver in the NFL, but because of his lack of top-end speed he projects better as a C or big slot. What he may lack in speed, he more than makes up in technique and versatility. He has a prototypical size and strength to be a no. 1 WR in the NFL, but is probably best suited to be a position-type receiver. Shows an alpha attitude when the ball is thrown his direction on film. He doesn't wait for the ball to reach him, he goes and attacks it, plucking it out of the air with his strong natural hands. High points the ball in contested catch situations. Possesses outstanding body control to bend and contort to passes thrown outside his frame. Also has outstanding spatial awareness both along the sideline and when defenders are around him. Runs all routes at full speed and shows the ability to sink his hips to get in and out of his breaks with ease. Solid technique, footwork, and hand-fighting ability to beat press coverage. Doesn't have the best separation ability, but understands spacing and how to temper his routes to create favorable throwing windows. Has adequate speed, but isn't considered a burner by any means. Strength, size, and competitive toughness makes him a threat after the catch. Plus blocker in the passing game. Cons: Georgia's heavy run-based defense didn't provide Riley Ridley with a lot of opportunities to showcase what he can do in the passing game. Because of this, there are concerns about his productivity and how his skill set translates to the NFL. Also ran a limited number of routes at Georgia. Needs to develop a more diverse route tree. Lack of top-end speed will likely keep him from becoming a team's #1 receiver, instead he may be regulated to nothing more than a possession WR. Doesn't show a lot of separation ability on film. Can create yards after the catch due to his strength and size, but shouldn't be considered a home run threat. Needs to become more consistent at beating press coverage. Ridley isn't going to provide much value on special teams. Never returned a kick or punt during his 3 years at Georgia. Tested like an average to below average receiver at the NFL Combine. Was arrested in 2017 for marijuana possession. Cowboys fit in Riley Ridley. The Dallas Cowboys would be getting a versatile wide receiver who is capable of playing the X, C, or in the slot in the NFL. With the X position already locked down by Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup locked in as the Z receiver, Ridley could replace Cole Beasley and be the big slot WR that is becoming more prominent in the league. Think Juju Smith-Schuster with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I believe Ridley compares favorably to. Coming from a heavy run-based offense, Ridley would fit right in with what the Cowboys ask from their WRs. He possesses the size and strength to be a difference maker as a blocker, which we all know is highly valued in Dallas. He unfortunately doesn't bring much to the table on special teams. Offensive coordinator Kellen Moore could really get creative as to how he deploys the Cowboys receivers in the passing game because of the versatility all of them have to play each WR position. Cooper, Gallup, and Ridley are all capable of playing on the outside or out of the slot, which really puts defenders at a disadvantage. Opposing defenses wouldn't be able to predetermine route concepts, which would put them on their heels from the get-go. 2019 NFL Draft: Dallas Cowboys, Georgia Bulldogs. Riley Ridley, wide receiver, hidden among another deep receiver class. Khalil Lewis from Cincinnati is one who hasn't gotten much attention. The 6 feet, 0 inches 200-pound receiver was among his conference's best but wasn't recognized as such. In his 4 years with the Bearcats, he caught 168 passes for 2,116 yards and 21 touchdowns. Lewis improved his numbers each season he played and helped lead the team to an 11-2 record and a Military Bowl victory over Virginia Tech. Lewis won't get as much attention as many of the receivers in this class, but that doesn't appear to be stopping him. Speaking with him, he's clearly ready and motivated for the next level. All he needs is to get one look and someone will see what I saw on TV and his game film. To get ready for the draft, many prospects will get their body right. They work out harder, become strict with their diets, and some even will go in-depth with their coaches on game film to see what areas they think they need to fix for the next level. How have you been preparing for the NFL? What's been the biggest struggle? Lewis: I have been watching a lot of film and learning more about the game of football in my off time now that I don't have schoolwork. I work out and have a meal plan and only one cheat meal day a week, which is Saturday for me. I barely want to cheat my diet now though, because now I see how your diet can improve your performance and how you feel, recover, etc. There isn't a lot of struggle for me in this process because I love to grind, and that's exactly what it is. At Cincinnati you played both the slot and outside receiver positions, running routes across the middle and down the seams. But where do you think you would fit best? Lewis: I like playing both and I was fine wherever the coaches needed me, but I love the outside. I love beating press coverage. I was just about to get to that. To me, watching your film, your ability to run crisp routes and create separation has been maybe your biggest strength. What do you think your best attribute is? Lewis: I think me being smart helps me overall. Nothing physical or what I do specifically is that much better than the other, like routes, catching, stuff like that. I just study the game and it helps me execute. What kind of receiver do you try to model your game after? Lewis: I don't think I model my game after anyone. I want to be Khalil Lewis and be the best I can be, but I watch tons of receivers. Even when a game is on, I just watch the receivers and DBs, but if I had to name a few: Stedman Bailey, Stevie Johnson and Odell. Every season you played at Cincinnati, you finished the year with better numbers than the previous one. You were catching more passes, scoring more and became your team's best weapon on offense. How did you develop yourself every season, and do you think that process will translate to the NFL? Lewis: I think I am getting better every day. I try to improve on something every chance I get, but like I said previously, the mind is powerful. I stopped working as hard physically, but I still was getting it in. Not to get confused, but like I said, I got smarter. I couldn't kill my body because I was getting older. I had to take care of myself, so me getting smarter, the game slowed down for me and got easier. A lot of players get motivation from either a loved one, or trauma, or wherever. It's what fuels them to be great or even greater than they thought possible. Where does your motivation come from? Lewis: My motivation really comes from my mom. That's why I work hard in whatever I do, on and off the field, and it never seems like I do enough because she worked 2 to 3 jobs all my life and I really hate seeing her tired with a passion, but I don't let it out. I put that energy into being successful for her. That's Honorable's last question. As of right now, you're a projected day 3 prospect. Why should teams take a chance on you, and what can you give them to offer? Lewis: I love the game, I love to compete, I'm a team guy and I love to win. Whatever I have to do for the team's success, I'm doing it with no hesitation. Outside of being a receiver, I can do multiple things on specials teams as well. Thank you for your time. Good luck with the next few months and on your career as well. Khalil Lewis has a lot to prove, but it doesn't appear to faze him. He's motivated and looks ready for the challenge. Some smart GM will find this smart young man, and make a very smart move. AP photo, Brody Schmidt, file, name, Justice Hill position, running back school, Oklahoma State Conference, Big 12 class, junior jersey, no. 5 recruitment rating, 3-star HT, 5 feet 10 inches WT, 198 DOB, in November 14, 1997, highlights, Oklahoma State RB Justice Hill's highlights from the 2018 football season. Hill rushed for 930 yards and 9 touchdowns this year. Check out his full season highlights with the Cowboys in 2018. Justice Hill has 3 years of production and consistency as the primary running back at Oklahoma State, but probably projects better as a change of pace back in the NFL. He is an electric playmaker anytime he has the ball in his hands and was surprisingly durable throughout his college career for a RB his size. Hill possesses good vision, allowing his blocks to set up before he makes his cuts. Shows a strong cutback ability. Possesses light nimble feet and a jump cut that helps him sidestep defenders. Is elusive in the open field with enough wiggle to make would-be tacklers miss in one-on-one situations. Shows good burst and speed to pick up chunk yardage. Good contact balance. Solid in pass protection, but needs to clean up his technique. Despite not being utilized in the passing game in college, he has the skill set to be more of a factor as a receiver out of the backfield in the NFL. Good, but not great route runner. Needs to become more consistent at the catch point. Speed, elusiveness, and vision could help him become a factor in the return game, even though he wasn't asked to do it in college. Cons: the biggest negative about Justice Hill is obviously his lack of size. This will likely limit him to nothing more than a change of pace running back in the NFL. His small stature also creates durability concerns, especially when you take in consideration his upright running style. Unfortunately, his slight frame may already be maxed out. Hill wasn't used much in the passing game at Oklahoma State, only 49 career catches. When he had the opportunity, he didn't show the softest hands on tape, but was good enough to get the job done. The willingness is there in pass protection and as a chip blocker, but once again his size limits his effectiveness. Also needs to clean up his technique in pass pro. Will more than likely be a non-factor in short yardage situations. Just doesn't have the strength or power to get the job done. Needs to learn to take what's there in the running game instead of always looking for the home run. Tries to bounce his runs outside too often. There are questions about whether he can contribute in the return game. Has the speed and elusiveness to be a return man, but wasn't asked to do it in college. Cowboys fit: if the Dallas Cowboys are looking for a running back who can bring a little something different to the table, then Ezekiel Elliott, former Oklahoma State RB Justice Hill, could be their guy. There is a lot to like about the skill set Hill would bring to the Cowboys offense. He is an electric RB with home run ability anytime he touches the ball. He could be the perfect complement to Zeke's running style. As exciting as Hill's college tape is, he is probably nothing more than a change of pace back in the NFL, and would serve in capacity with the Cowboys. There are several areas of his game he still needs to improve upon, but as a rookie, he would likely step in and be their third down back. He didn't do it in college, but his speed and elusiveness could make him a factor in the return game as a kick-or-punt returner. If the Cowboys like his game, they will probably have to use one of their 2 fourth-round draft picks to secure his services. Well, Cowboys Nation, when the 2019 NFL Draft finally gets underway in April, we will have to sit through 57 selections before the Dallas Cowboys are finally on the clock in the second round with the 58th overall draft pick. But what if I told you there was a way they could recoup a first-round draft pick? Would you be interested? Now, before we get started, let me make one thing clear: this is completely hypothetical. This isn't something I have heard floating around the rumor mill or something the Cowboys would even consider. It's just a little out-of-the-box thinking on my part involving a player currently on the roster who I believe could be expendable. You may have guessed it already, but the player who I think could help the Dallas Cowboys recoup a first-round draft pick in 2019 is right tackle La'el Collins. Before you get all worked up, I know we believe La'el Collins is worth a first-round draft pick by himself. But, if the Cowboys were to package him with a future draft pick, probably a first-rounder in 2020, they could realistically trade up into the latter part of the first round this year. Dallas Cowboys owner and GM Jerry Jones: I don't know about you, but if there was a player still on the board the Cowboys liked in the back end of the first round this year, I would absolutely package Collins in the 2020 first-rounder to trade up. It seems like a lot to give up, but not if you actually look a little closer. The Cowboys would basically be exchanging years without a first-round pick and getting something right now for a player who doesn't seem to have a future with the organization. La'el Collins is after all entering a contract year and might net the Cowboys a mid-round compensatory pick in 2020. Dallas likes those comp picks, but there's no way they would be able to get a first-round talent with one next season. I don't know if this is something the Cowboys have discussed behind closed doors or not, but I definitely think it's in the realm of possibility. In fact, they may already have Collins' replacement at right tackle already on the roster in Connor Williams. He was after all an offensive tackle at the University of Texas, and was considered one of the best not that long ago. With the possibility of moving Connor Williams to RT, it would of course create a void at left guard. But again, the Cowboys have someone they could insert there as well: Xavier Su'a-Filo. He started 8 games for them at LG last year in 2018, and performed pretty well in those starts. The only thing left to do would be to find a trade partner. I think there would be several teams in the latter part of the first round who would be interested in acquiring La'el Collins if packaged with the Cowboys' first-round draft pick in 2020. That includes the Oakland Raiders, who just so happen to have 2 selections in that area, one of which, 27th overall, was originally the Dallas to begin with. Collins is just 25 years old and has the versatility to play guard or tackle. He is a proven starter and has held up well against some of the best pass rushers in the league. He may be the weak link on the Cowboys' offensive line, but he'd immediately be an upgrade for other teams around the league. What do you think? Would you use La'el Collins to trade up in the first round?